Hello and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today we will be, of course, reading out of that old King James Bible as always. And I always say that because, excuse me, I'm hoping that you will get you one of those old King James Bible and get away from that new NIV, that new revised version. Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, I read in that book and they have changed words. They have taken scriptures out of it. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. That book will actually get you hemmed up, get you in going in the wrong direction. Okay, that's why I say get you that old King James Bible and stick with it, and it will not steer you wrong. Okay, but we also be going over a few scriptures today concerning the title, and the Lord God shall come, and woe unto the nations. And the Lord God shall come, and woe be unto those nations. Okay, we're gonna take a look at it. A lot of people think when the Lord come back, man, that it's gonna be a beautiful day. But I'm here to tell you, we're gonna read these scriptures today, and you're gonna find out that it's totally different from what people have told you. Okay, the Lord said it is going to be a terrible day. All right. A lot of people say, "Hey, I'll be glad when the Lord come back." Do you? He said he told you that, hey, don't be wishing upon that day. Because he said, what's in it for you? Okay, because it's gonna be a terrible day. And we're gonna read some scriptures today, gonna show you that. All right. So main thing is I'll show you these scriptures, let you see what's gonna happen when the Lord comes. So you can give you time. You got time right now, to get your house in order. All right. After you read these scriptures today, you're gonna say, "Yeah, I think it's time for me to get my house in order." Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna stop sharing the. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't even share the scriptures. I went to run in my mouth, and I did not share those with you. But if you can, just take a screenshot of them right quick, and but they'll be down there. They'll be down in the description though. If you can't take a screenshot. But I'm gonna stop sharing them. We need to go ahead on and get started with this. But I'm gonna start this in let me see. We're gonna start this in Revelations. Revelation, the eighth chapter, and I'm gonna pick it up at verse 5. And it reads, look, and the and the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake. Okay, verse 6. And the seven angels which had the seven trumpets prepared themselves to sound. Okay, there's gonna be seven angels. They're gonna blow those trumpets, and every time a trumpet is blown, a vial of wrath is gonna be poured out upon this earth. It is gonna be devastating, people. All right, verse 7. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and there they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of trees were burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. Wow. Man, verse 8. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood. Now that's more than you can read. You come and you read on down from 9 down to 10 yourself, okay? But for time purposes, I'm gonna skip down to 13, get to the logistics of it. Look at this. And I beheld and heard a angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the voices of the trump of the three angels which are yet to sound. Man, woe to these people down here on this earth. All right. Verse, let's see, let's go to Revelation 9 right quick, and I'm gonna read one verse right here, verse 12, and it reads, look, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. Boy, watch out for them woes, okay? But let's go back, let's go over here to the new old book right quick. I'm gonna run over here to let's see, let's go to Jeremiah right quick. Going to Jeremiah 25. Jeremiah the 25th chapter. And let's see here. I am going to start reading at verse 20. Make sure I got this right here. Jeremiah 25 And I'm start reading at verse 29. And it reads, listen, now look, I want you to understand something. This is what we're about to read here in Jeremiah, and it is future. Okay. Now, and it has not happened yet. It has not been fulfilled. So when you hear people say that the Old Testament has been fulfilled, don't pay no attention to them. Just walk away from them. Because look, we finna read future right here. You can tell when you read it. So no, it has not been fulfilled. All right. But look, this is Jeremiah 25 and 29, and it reads, listen, for lo, I began to bring evil on the city which is called by my name, and should ye be utterly unpunished? The Lord asks, ye shall not be unpunished. Okay, for I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, said the Lord of hosts. Okay, therefore, prepare thou against them all these words, and say unto them, the Lord shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout, and as they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. Ooh, look, verse 31. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for the Lord has a controversy with the nations. He's mad. He's mad. Look, he will plead with all flesh, and we're going to show you what kind of pleading he going to do, all right, in a few minutes. Look, he will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Lord. Look, 32. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth, and the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. Look, they shall be dung upon the earth. Lord gonna be doing some serious killing when he come back, people. So you gonna have dead bodies from one end of the earth to the other. There's gonna be so many of them they can't even bury them. Okay? Look, they ain't gonna be like dung laying upon the earth, man. And you think the Lord coming back here rubbing somebody on the shoulder? Talking about hello there. Mm-mm. He coming back doing some killing. All these wicked people and wickedness that they doing. Lord, you got a controversy. Okay. But let's go farther right here. Let's go right over here to let's go to Amos right quick. Over here to Amos, man. Boy. He said, oh, be so glad when the Lord comes. No, you don't neither. Yeah, you. Uh, get over here to Amos right quick. Going to Amos, the third chapter. Amos 3, and I want to read one verse, verse 6. Now look at this. Because you see all this stuff's going on even now. Lord trying to get your attention, but ain't nobody paying attention. Okay? I mean, look at all these earthquakes in many places and all. There's flooding and ice storms. I mean, all these people getting killed and stuff, man. Who you think doing that? Let's see. This is Amos 3 and 6. And it read, look, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city and the Lord has not done it? Who you think doing that? He's trying to get your attention. Lord's in control of this thing, people. Satan ain't. And the Lord want him to do something. Hey, Satan's a servant. He got to do what he told to do. Okay? And like the Lord said, hey, he said he sent evil angels down into Egypt. You can read that. Now, look, he sent that evil angel after you. Ain't nobody can do for you. You understand? But let's go further here. Let's go back over. Let's go to Matthew's right quick. Let's go to Matthew's 24th chapter. And I want to show you some things that's going on now. And still gonna be looking at some future here too. Look, um, this is Matthew 24. I'm gonna start reading at verse 7 and read. Listen, all this is in red up in the read. So this is Jesus speaking himself. Look, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are just the beginning of sorrow. See all this stuff going on now? Just the beginning of it. but it's coming. It's gonna be just like a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger and bigger and faster. All right. Look, verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Okay, verse 10, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. What you seeing now? Ask yourself that. All right. Look, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Where you find these cats at? Every Sunday morning. Think about it. Verse 12, and because iniquity, because sin, look, shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Ain't no love for nobody anymore, man. Can't even wave your hand and say hi to anybody, man. Looking at it like, what you waving at me for? You know, it's crazy, man. Ain't no love no more. But let's go down here to verse 29. But I want you to think about something. A lot of people say, well, LD, we ain't got to worry about all that destruction and everything, because Lord gonna rapture us off to heaven. He gonna rapture the church off to heaven even before the great tribulation, LD. Yeah, let's see. All right. This is verse 29, and it reads, look, immediately after the tribulation of those days. Now, this is after the 3.5 years of great tribulation. Okay. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Who is the Son of Man? That's Jesus, ain't it? All right. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So the Lord ain't even gonna come until after the tribulation. Okay, so what make you think he gonna ease down here, sneak you up off here and take you to heaven? When Lord leave heaven, he make his descent. He coming down. He gonna stop in midair in the clouds, and those be so blessed will go up and meet him in the air. You're coming right on back down here to this earth. We're gonna show you that. Okay, but verse let's see where we at here. Let's see, 31. I wanted to add something here. Hold on just a second here. Generation. Oh yeah, verse 34. I don't know why I didn't put that on there. Verse 34. Verily I say unto you, like what Lord saying here. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. And what generation he talking about? He said, who the generation seeing these things that we're seeing now? That generation ain't gonna pass until the end come, people. What that let you know? We are right at the doorstep. Okay, so that's why I say, if there's ever been a time for you to start getting your house in order, now is the time. Okay, but you do not want to get caught up in this. I'm telling you, it's a way of escape. But that's another lesson. You ought to actually pass about it. I bet you can't tell you. 'Cause it's a place you can hide during the Great Tribulation. But people don't know about it. Because they pastor don't know about it, and he ain't telling you about it. Okay? Because he don't know. All right? But hey, if you want to know, I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna tell you where you can go and find out the information. Type in www.theisraelofgod.com. Okay? And you go to that website. That's the website of our church, all right? And you can pull up those lessons. You can listen to them. And matter of fact, we got churches all over the U.S. We even got them overseas, man. We all over, everywhere. And if you're not near one of our churches and you want to keep the Sabbath day, look, go on the Sabbath day, Saturday at 12 noon. You go to YouTube and you type in Sabbath Day Live, okay? And you will get a live lesson from my headquarters out of Riverdale, Illinois, okay? And you can keep it that way, and until you can find out how close you are, how far you are from one of our churches, okay? But yeah, do that, people, because you need to start doing this stuff. Get that house in order. Excuse me. But let's go a little further here. 'Cause I was telling you that that there's a place of an escape, but that would be another lesson at another time. But I want to show you this right here because uh people think they're gonna be captured off to heaven and all that stuff, man. When Lord make his descent, he coming right on down here to this earth, people. Okay. But let's look at this. This is Zechariah 14. I'm start reading at verse 1. And it reads, look, behold, the day of the Lord cometh. And this is future too now. This is the Old Testament. This is future. All right. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. Okay. And the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. When did the Lord fight in the day of battle? When he brought Egypt out of brought Israel up out of Egypt. Okay, he fought those nations for them. Okay. Now, let's see, verse 4. Now listen. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. So when the Lord make his descent and come down and stop in midair, those be so blessed to meet him in the air, and he all coming back down here on the Mount of Olives. Okay, that's the same place that Jesus' feet was when he left here nearly 2,000 years ago. Okay, because even the angels told those guys, said, what you gazing up into heaven? That same Jesus that you see taken up, he gonna come back in like manner right there on the Mount of Olives. All right. But which is before Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof towards the east and towards the west, and there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall remove towards the north, and half of it towards the south. And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azel. Yeah, you shall flee, like as you fled before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. And the Lord my God shall come, and all the saints with thee. So you're going to bring them right back down into the earth. You ain't going to heaven, people. You're not going up there. Okay. Now, verse 9, and the Lord shall be king over all the earth. Look, in that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one. Okay. So he gonna be right here on this earth. All right. But you see the destruction he gonna bring when he come. But let's go take a look at this. Let's run over here to Isaiah right quick. Let's see, going to Isaiah 66 and gonna read some more future to you. Okay, I want you to see, man. God keep talking about this Old Testament been fulfilled. I'm gonna read this. I want you to tell me have this happened yet. Okay. This is excuse me, Isaiah 66. Start reading at verse 15, and it reads, listen, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger and fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Okay, look, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. Have that happened yet? Mm-mm. Look at this. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay, what do we read over there in Jeremiah? He said he gonna have dead people from one end of the earth to the other. Now you see why the slain of the Lord is gonna be many. He gonna fill the places with dead bodies. We're gonna read that. But look, 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst. What tree is that they hide behind? Oh, Satan the devil, doing the devilment. Look, eating swine's flesh. And they telling you you can pray over you can eat anything. All you gotta do is pray over it. I'll tell you something, man. This right here is this scripture right here is way beyond what Paul them wrote. When Paul wrote, he wasn't talking about trying to kill the dietary law. People just take and twist it up so they can do what they want to do. Make it sound like it is to do what they want to do. But I'm gonna tell you something. What do you say? Well, look at this. Eating swine's flesh and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, said the Lord. So you still eating that stuff when the Lord come, when he show up. See, he gonna consume you just like he gonna slay the rest of them. Them wicked. Okay? So you can believe what you want. All right. And I always say, look, best to be safe than sorry, don't you? What do you think? Look, 18. But look over here. For I know thy works and thy thoughts. Lord can read right in that big brain of yours. Okay. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. See what kind of glory Lord talking about, don't you? And you see what kind of pleading he talking about too. Okay. He doing some killing, man. But let's go. Okay, yeah, let's run over here to Revelation right quick. There's something else I want to show you over here right quick. This is Revelations, Revelation 6. Let's see here. Revelation the 6th chapter, and I'm start reading at verse 8. And it reads, look, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. Verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Why in the world would they want to hide themselves? Let's see. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Who's that Lamb? Jesus. He coming back doing some killing. They hiding, but it ain't gonna help. But look, 17, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Okay? Look, read this book. Do what it say. The only somebody gonna be able to stand one been doing God's will, been keeping them laws and statutes, doing everything he say. So only somebody gonna be able to stand. You understand? But let's go a little further. Let's go over here to let's go to Psalms right quick. Going over here to Psalms, let's see. 110th chapter of Psalms. Something I want to show you here. This is Psalm 110. Start reading at verse 1. And it reads, listen, um, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion, rule in the midst of thine enemies. Okay, verse 5. The Lord at thy right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. Okay, verse 6. Listen, he shall judge among the heathens. He gonna judge among them nations. Look, he shall fill the places with the dead bodies. Oh, he shall wound the heads over many countries. Whew, you think the Lord gonna be playing when he come back? You see what he gonna be doing? Be doing some serious killing people. He said he gonna fill the places with dead bodies. Gonna be dead bodies from one end of the earth to the other. The slain of the Lord is gonna be many. Okay, so hey, you wishing upon that day? Better make sure you got your house in order. All right, well, let's go to this last place right quick. Excuse me, I'm gonna go over here to go to Revelation. Last, matter of fact, going to the last book in Revelations here. Revelation, the 22nd chapter. And I'm going to start reading at verse 12. And these first two verses I'm going to read here, this is in red. This is Jesus speaking himself. Okay, listen. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. All right? You got some good works, you get a good reward. You got some evil works, you're going to get a reward too, but you ain't going to like it. I'll tell you that right now. All right, verse 13, he said, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. So Jesus, the first God we ever dealt with, and he will be the last God that we deal with in this flesh and blood body. Okay, but listen at this now. Verse 14, blessed, listen, blessed are they that do his commandments. See that? Remember that Sabbath day? Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not covet. You know all those commandments over there in Exodus 20th chapter? Yeah, those right there. All right. But he said, blessed are they that do his commandments, right? That they may have right to the tree of life. And who's the tree of life? That's Jesus. Okay. And may enter in through the gates into the city. That holy Jerusalem. Excuse me. That holy Jerusalem. Okay. But listen at 15 now. All right. For without, so outside of that kingdom, outside them gates, look, are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Mm. You know that little white lie you say you think you might can tell? Mm-mm. A lie's a lie. Watch yourself. Watch your mouth. Okay, but I know you're saying, well, LD, what in the world? Why in the world are dogs going into the lake of fire? I'm gonna tell you, people, he ain't talking about four-legged dogs. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what they are, and then on your own, you can go and read it for yourself. Okay, he is simply talking about those homosexuals, them sodomites. Okay, that's who he's calling them dogs. Ain't gonna be in that city. All right, they're gonna be in that lake of fire. All right, now on your own, write this down. Deuteronomy 23 verses 17 and 18. It'll show you who he calling dogs. Okay? And I'll let you know it's some sodomites. All right? Them gay people. If you don't know what either one of those is. All right. So look, tell you something, people, and the Lord God shall come and woe be unto them nations. I know you see that now, but I'm telling you, take heed to it and sit down and read this book. See what it is Lord wants you to do and not do. And like I said, go to that website, man. Start watching them lessons, man, and get some knowledge. Okay? Because, man, you do not want to get caught up in this thing, man, because it's high time to get your house in order because we are right at the doorstep. You understand? Now, I hope you understood this. So with that food for thought, think on these scriptures and words throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.